list, and it's something I try to do every day. Hi. Have you ever woken up in the morning and just like that first thought in your mind is, today's going to be a wash? Like today, I'm not going to do anything. Oh, I forgot my coffee. That's not the full thought. I literally forgot my coffee. I had the thought this morning where I'm like, oh, today I'm not going to do anything. And at a certain level, that's a very relaxing thought. It's like there's not a lot of pressure on myself to be very productive or to do a certain list of things. And then like when I'm thinking, like I've already cleaned a lot. Actually, I've done dishes and clean stuff. And oh, my cat sees a bird and is enticed to chase it. Okay. So maybe it's kind of good to a certain degree that we don't put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be productive and just allow ourselves to be productive. Last night, my wife stayed up late to do a Buffy the Vampire Slayer trivia contest, and it was at, I don't know the time difference, but it made us stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning so she could do it. And I just stayed up to be supportive, and I played video games. It wasn't a big like ask on my part to play World of Warcraft for hours. And it was cool because I had a lot of stuff done in the video game. And then when you're up late at night in the video game on a local server, no one else is up, so you get to do kind of these random quests that everyone else is trying to muscle in on. So it was cool. But so then we went to sleep like at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 10, which is still like a legitimate amount. I wish I would have slept until 11, so it's 6 hours, but I can, one night in 5 hours is no big. I was like, oh, I'm so tired, but I didn't want to sleep my whole day away. So like, hey, let's get up and do something. And my first thought was, today is going to be a wash. But I've already like watered all the plants, and in my garden, that's a lot of plants, and fed the birds and washed dishes and took a shower and cleaned up a little bit. So I've already done a lot of stuff, and I plan on working my PhD a little bit. So maybe the point is just to be soft on ourselves, to let ourselves like have those days that like you don't have to do anything, but you can. And I think that's the thing is we set up these expectations for ourselves, which Tony Robbins calls them these narratives. Like I don't go, well, I told myself it's going to be a wash, so I can't do anything outside of that narrative. So for example, if I'd woken up and I'd said, whoa, look at that sun get intense, an intense sun. Let's go just back into the shade a little bit so you can see me better. It's funny because I was afraid that it actually ooh, yes, rain. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. But I think what happens is we get stuck in a narrative label and we define what our life and experience is going to be. So if I were to wake up this morning and go, oh, today's going to be a wash, and I go, oh, but I should go jogging. Yeah, but I told myself it's going to be a wash. Oh, but I need to do some laundry. But I told myself it's going to be a wash. Like then I'm actually limiting myself. And instead of like following these narratives of like, this is what I told myself I was going to do, you kind of live more moment to moment. There's this podcast called the Backline Podcast. Sorry, it's about improv. One thing they talk about is the reason that in improv, why at the very beginning people try to set out the plot, try to go, oh, we're going to take this cow and sell it for magic beans. Like the reason they set out that plot is because then they feel safe. Then they have a contract with the audience. As long as we sell this cow for magic beans, we have achieved improv, done it, right? Instead of just going, let's just explore and have fun and everything. Where once you get really into improv, that like let's just explore and see where the story goes and see where these characters goes, that becomes really fun. And those shows that take off are super rewarding. And so it becomes less about this contract that you need to fulfill to prove that you did it. It becomes more and more about, did we use the skills effectively throughout the entire show? And I think that really applies to like a day or maybe even a week or just a moment of time, is that instead of having this narrative, here's the contract I'm signing with myself and signing with other people I tell this contract to. Therefore, if I achieve this contract, I achieved life. I won at life. You can have goals, like you can have like visions, like this is kind of how I want it to go. I think maybe, God, I just had an epiphany. Maybe it's just more about utilizing these skills really well. What skills? Like right now, I'm thinking like empathy, listening, patience, um, curiosity, stuff like that. Stuff where it's less about your ego and success and individuality, and it's more about empathizing, working as a team, listening, being curious about stuff. I'm going to do a whole video about curiosity. It's really starting to rock my world right now in a good way. It's like, wow, that's really cool. Another thing is people tend to be drawn towards positivity. Oh, look, I'm Zoidberg. Oh, John Wall. Um, People tend to be drawn towards positivity on social media and improv and in life, I think. There are times that we're drawn to people that we commiserate with, like, oh, you deal with this stress, I deal with this stress too. In which case, it's not really like we're relating. We feel like someone's relating to our struggles. One of the draws about struggles is that there's always hope in the struggle. There's the courage to carry on. And that's something that's very attractive. So it's not about being negative, it's about having the courage to carry on. The other thing that's attractive is when you're relating to someone over, like, oh, I'm having a wash, or I just, something sucks, right? You're commiserating. There's no vulnerability there either. Someone's commiserating. They're not they're not being vulnerable, really. They're just saying this, we're attacking things together. There's a sense of tribalism there. So, and then the last thing is, well, the other thing that's attractive is positivity, but it's fragile at times because someone can easily attack that. Someone can easily, that's stupid. The easiest thing to say in the world about anything in the world, and it's the thing that we're afraid of hearing, right? That's stupid is stupid. That's why I changed the title to That's Stupid is Stupid. So my wife just woke up and she's wearing her Hamilton shirt. Did you hear that Hamilton's going to be in Disney Plus? I'm excited because I think it's the original cast, which I'm really, yeah, David Diggs. I cannot wait. I think everyone talks about Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's great, but I can't wait to see David Diggs as Thomas Jefferson. It's going to be amazing. You can't hear, but she started to sing as soon as I said that. That's why I was doing a little deep shoulder action. There's a pigeon right there. Oh, God, a pigeon just landed right there. I would try to move you so that you can see the pigeon. Hold on a second. I hope he doesn't fly away. I'm so excited. He's pretty close. I can't reach out and grab him, but he's pretty close. This little thing here because I like to have light around me. I know I said this in a previous recording, a previous blog, but I think two things that are really healing that we overlook are huge bodies of water. I don't know why. For me, anyways, huge bodies of water, lakes, oceans, even taking like a shower, I think can feel cathartic. That for some reason, huge bodies of water are just cathartic. The other thing is having life around you. And I think that human beings, there's no such thing as artificial until human beings invented artificial. Nothing else in the world creates something that's artificial except for humans. And so we like to think that we're different than that because we have a spirit and we're spirit religious and da da da. But we are artificial. Like we created this shirt is artificial. Like this shirt wasn't plucked off a tree and everything. The concept of technology, it was all us. And without artificial stuff and without technology, we wouldn't have survived. We wouldn't have become the top of the food chain without. But I think that getting back to like our more organic roots, our spirituality, I wish there was a little plant that I could pick up. There's not a little plant, but there's a huge ass plant. Ugh. I repotted it, so it doesn't look that great. It just was recently repotted. Oh, don't die. But I think surrounding ourselves with life is real for me. Like again, for me, anyways, it's really recharging. Having the pigeons, having the birds. They grew. Maybe it's because I also grew up in a rural area. We used to have pheasants in the backyards and coyotes and snakes and ground squirrels and all this kind of stuff. And then that's also why I like my garden. Like it's just rejuvenating. Also taking care of plants and seeing them grow is like investing in something and watch it fulfill. Even if it's only fulfillment is to be green and give back to you. Maybe it's not like I'm not making a ton of money. I'm not making any money. I'm not making money off my plants. But anyways, so yeah, today was a wash. But I've only been awake for about an hour and I've already done the video and washed dishes and done all that stuff. But you know what? Maybe it's not that it's a wash today. Like a wash is cathartic, right? Maybe today is shower. Just be cathartic and do what I want to do. Be kind to yourselves. I know that sounds like such a cliche thing, a platitude. Please lighten up. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't worry about what you haven't done. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, and mentally treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. Talk to yourself and build yourself up like you would build up your best friend. Bye, everybody.